Everyone, it's me, Alyssa, back at it again with another video as promised. Today we're going to be talking about the very tangible fears surrounding the Trump administration. Many of you guys reached out to me just to share your experiences on why you feel that your life or rights are in danger by this new administration. We're going to cover everything, but I do have to keep it brief because I can't go over 10 minutes. But I do want to start this out by talking about one issue that affects everyone, regardless of gender, regardless of race, class, even party, like any social construct, and that's climate change. Because we're all aware that we have an administration right now that is full of climate change deniers. The head of the EPA is a climate change denier, and at the end of the day, none of these things are going to matter if we do not even have a planet in just a few short decades. So with that in mind, let's move on to a couple of the issues that you guys shared with me over the last week and a half. So I want to start out with something that many students and parents alike have reached out to me about, and that is the Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos. Now, one thing Betsy DeVos and Trump do not back or do not believe or talk about is IDEA, and that is the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. Now, what Betsy DeVos wants to do is move our education system over to a system of vouchers. Now, what these vouchers would be doing is basically mean that federal dollars would go to these vouchers that parents could then use to send their children to private schools. And that may sound great at the surface, but at the end of the day, private schools are still wildly unaffordable for most average American families. And the other huge problem with private schools is that they are not required to provide students with special needs any accommodations or special services. And private schools can even deny entry to some students based on the fact that they have a disability because they know they cannot provide those special accommodations to those students with disabilities. So again, having these things in place, what about every student with autism, with any type of learning disability, with any type of mental disability, with anything like that that's going to inhibit their ability to learn? Now these children, they do not have an equal shot at an education. So what about those Americans? Do we care about them? Do you care as a Trump supporter about those students? Because it doesn't seem like you do. So moving on, because again, like I said, we could make a whole video on each of these topics, but I've got to keep them brief and to the point. Immigration. Wow, let's talk about immigration, you guys. The thing with immigration, I think a lot of people do not understand what it takes to legally become a U.S. citizen. Besides the time, how many years it can take, it also costs thousands of dollars to, at the end of it all, be denied, and then you don't get that money back. You're screwed. You're SOL. You're basically just told, try again. But again, you've already spent all that money. I had one person reach out to me and share this story about their aunt who needed an eye surgery. She didn't want to become a U.S. citizen, like to live here. She just wanted to get into the country to get this eye surgery, to recover with her family who is already here, and then to go back home. And this process took her so long that she never was able to get the surgery, and now she only has one good eye to show for it. And moving on, the same person reached out to me and shared with me that they have family members whose green cards will not hold up now, and so they won't be able to come see her graduate college. And as an American, that's a milestone. That's your right. That is a right to have that milestone, celebrated with your family. And now she can't do that. And that might seem, minor, but again, it's worth mentioning. As far as immigration goes, we have several families here where the parents have come over here and they've had children here. So those children are legal citizens, and those parents are still working on getting their citizenship. And these parents are terrified of these pop-up checkpoints appearing overnight, the ICE coming to their door, of getting stopped just on their way to work. They're terrified of this happening and being pulled away from their children. Trump promised to go after these criminals that are here illegally, but he's not going after hard criminals. He's going after hardworking people who are just trying to be American citizens and to work hard just like everyone else and to provide for the community and put everything back like all of us are doing. To move on. So, what's going to happen to those children whose parents get deported and then they're stuck here? Some of these teenagers, some of these, middle school, elementary school children. What's going to happen to those children who are American citizens? Do you care about those children? Because it sounds, again, like you don't. Okay, moving on. Sorry, I've got some notes here because I want to make sure I get everything correct. And some of these children, I have another friend who moved over here with his family when he was 4 years old. So he has grown up here. He is American. He's grown up in our culture. And he's afraid of, some of these people are afraid of going back to their native countries that have now become foreign to them because they weren't raised there. They were raised here, and this is their home. And let's move on. So again, immigration could be a whole video. So I want to talk about a couple of things as far as the Trump administration normalizing the type of hateful ideologies that literally get people killed and also lead to teen suicide and other things like that. So I have several high school students who have reached out to me. One has reached out to me that is part of the LGBTQ plus community. And this high school student has been with her girlfriend for a while now. And before Trump got elected, these students could walk down the hallways, they could hold hands, they could give each other hugs, they could kiss on the cheek, no crazy PDA, what normal high school students are allowed to do. And now, after Trump was elected, she has shared with me that teachers have come up to her and pulled this couple apart, that they are not allowed to hold hands, they can't give each other hugs, they can't have their American right to just be with the person that they love. Again, I don't know why we're okay with this. And to move on to other students that have shared with me how their history class, they recently had a teacher discuss slave owners as people who may have just been misinterpreted by history the wrong way because they were really good people. I've also had a teacher's assistant that was in a Spanish 2 class, a Colombian teacher that is here legally, and students said that she didn't belong here. She needs to get out of their country. Again, these are your students, these are your children, Trump supporters. Is this what you're cool with? Other notes. Let's talk about how everybody, so many women, want to come forward and be like, women are in danger under this administration. And then many of you Trump supporters want to throw out names like DeVos or like Kellyanne Conway against this plight for women. But here's the thing. What good does it do if the only women who can truly climb to the top support these same patriarchal destructive values and refuse to align themselves with true intersectional feminism? Again, I don't know how we have normalized our president, who was literally, we have him on tape saying that he likes to grab women by the pussy. That's sexual assault that we have just normalized. And it's a huge problem. So again, I gotta keep this short, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I could have gone on for 20 more minutes, but I can't. We gotta keep it short. If you guys like what you're seeing, please check me out here on Facebook, Alyssa Marie. You can also check me out on Instagram at Miss MS Minnie, like Minnie Mouse, Marie. And then you can also check me out on Twitter. It's going to be Alyssa D-O-T Marie, Alyssa.Marie, spelled out, if you guys are enjoying what you're seeing here, because I definitely plan on making more videos in the future. Thanks for watching, you guys. Have a good one.